Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with another episode speaking my mind. How are you guys all doing today? Hope you're all doing well. It's quite cloudy today. Mild, not warm, but not cold either. So it's kind of in between. Just a quick update on my health for people asking at the time of this recording, which is the 20th of September. I would say I'm definitely a lot better than I was. I'm feeling a lot better today than I have been most days. But obviously that can change. It can change on a whim, to be fair. I haven't done a single cough today, which is a good sign that if I can get to the end of this day without coughing, maybe I might have cleared up, but we'll see. So what did I want to talk about today? I want to talk about in politics. In British politics specifically, the issue around people taking gifts and donations. And the reason that I want to talk about this, you guys, is that, how can I put this? So, if somebody gives you something for free, unless you know who that person is, unless they're a family member, unless they are somebody who's kind, who's generous, someone that you're very knowledgeable of or whatever, it's not something you really think too deep about. But if it's a complete stranger or a wealthy person or of a private company or something, there's definitely something that they want in return. Now, before I talk about Labour, and things may have changed since by the time this comes out, but let's talk about the Conservatives now. The amount of gifts and donations and whatnot the Conservatives got was absolutely extraordinary. They were getting lavish with everything because they were in power for a long time, and they could easily be bought. Politicians could easily be bought. You threw all these gifts and things that they want to get things that they wanted done in their interest. You don't give gifts away without wanting something in return. And let's be absolutely clear here. All these people who were gifting lots of gifts, lots of donations to the Conservative Party when they were in power, it was absolutely disgusting. It was absolutely atrocious, and it's pretty much it's self-explanatory. It's a conflict of interest. If you don't get that, then I'm sorry, you really do need to wake up and stick your head out of the sand. It's a blatant conflict of interest. It undermines trust, and it means that you, rather than your interest serving the needs of the people, you're serving the interest of those who are basically buying you. That's essentially what they're doing, is they're buying you, because if you accept a gift or a donation or whatever from somebody, you essentially basically become their asset because they expect something in return. You don't expect them to just give you like £2,000 and then they just expect you to just carry on what you need. No, I need you to do something for me. That's how it's always been, And this is the norm, in not just in politics, but I would say in any kind of thing. Bribery is, it's blatant bribery. It's corruption within politics, guys. It is corruption. So, the recent news obviously has been around Sir Keir Starmer accepting lots of donations, football tickets, and all this kind of stuff, right? There was also Wes Streeting has accepted lots of things as well. He got given tickets to a Taylor Swift concert and as well, and I'm sorry, but you cannot try to. I'm sorry for those who are generally Labour supporters. You cannot try to say you can't come to me and say, well, the Conservatives did it worse. The point isn't about the Conservatives did it worse. The point is not about. It's not about who does it. Yeah, more or less, because that's exactly what you're trying to say is, well, they did it worse. They were worse than us. Yeah, but we're doing things the right way. We're declaring everything. We're following the rules. We're not being corrupt here. or at least that's the intention of what some of the deepest of Labour supporters are trying to come across is that oh no, it's not the same as the Conservatives. It's not the same thing. It's the same thing, guys. It's the exact same thing. It doesn't matter whether they have accepted more or have accepted less donations. It doesn't matter whether it's been declared or undeclared. The point is, it is still conflicts of interest. It is still legal corruption. It is still wrong in every way, shape or form. It means they are still being bought. You don't accept free gifts to a football match by the Premier League if you're not expecting the Prime Minister and those in government to bow to some political pressure, to apply some pressure to the government to change something or do something. It's blatantly obvious. It's not rocket science to figure this out. It's real common sense to do so. And I get it. A lot of people, I was a lot more optimistic about things, when the Conservatives were finally gone. Was I expecting everything to be rosy and perfect under Labour? No, absolutely not. But when you hear the amount of gifts and donations they were taking, and yes, they were taking them before they were in opposition. Yeah, again. But even then, they should not have been taking them. They should not have been taking any of it, guys. Should not be taking any of it. Again, conflict of interest. If somebody offers me tickets to WrestleMania, for example, a wrestling show or whatever, before I even accept those tickets, I'm going to ask, what's the catch? Like, what are you asking of me? Like, that would be my first thing. Like, you're not going to give me something away for free and expect nothing in return. It's corruption, and it's politicians being bought, and guess who suffers as a result? Ordinary people who don't have money, who don't have influence, who only have once every 4 or 5 years to cast their vote at a general election or local elections. That's it. That's the only power that they have. That's even if they have the ID to vote now as well. Some of them don't even have that. So some of them don't even have any power at all, let alone waiting every couple of years for a local election or a general election to be able to cast their vote. The poorest in society have already got very minimal power and influence on politicians. And now more than ever, they have even less because of gifts, aids and whatnot. And it is blatantly wrong on every single level. And it's a sad state of affairs as well. That it comes across to me that Labour have, the impression that I have is that Labour have no intention of doing anything about it. Now, it's entirely possible that by the time this comes out, that they may change their tune. It's entirely possible. It's unlikely, but it's entirely possible. But I'm not holding my breath on that. But it just shows just how corrupt our political system is, because to those, the rich, the wealthy, it's about maintaining the status quo, keeping the rich rich, keeping them richer, keeping the poor poor, and even making them poorer. So what do you guys think? What do you think about conflicts of interest? What do you think about taking gifts in and aids? Do you agree with what I said? Do you think more needs to be done? And do you agree with me that until these gifts and donations that politicians can take, unless we close them, we will always have corruption in politics? Or do you think there's a lot more to it than that? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit the like button, share across social media, and subscribe as always. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hope to catch you all very, very soon.